Good morning. It's Dave Perry here, all the way from Winnipeg, Canada. Hello, the Lord bless you, and thank you for including me in one of your virtual walks. This morning, we want to take our walk thinking about what it means to walk in resurrection life, resurrection power. Here's what Paul says in Ephesians chapter 2. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. Note this, it's not only about Jesus rising again, which it is gloriously, but it's also about us being raised up with him, together with Christ. By grace you have been saved. We want to unpack what Paul says by listening to another part of the New Testament alongside this, namely John 21, one of Jesus' resurrection appearances. We see three things happen in that powerful chapter about resurrection life. Resurrection life in Ephesians and in John is about the obedience of faith. Note in John 21 that Jesus tells the weary, up-all-night disciples who haven't caught a single fish to cast their net on the right side of the boat. He's not asking anything dramatic. There's nothing glamorous about casting your net. These guys had probably cast their nets a million times, but this time that routine step was about the obedience of faith, which enabled them to tap in to the resurrection power of Jesus. The Lord might be asking you to do something that to you seems routine. Oh, I've done that before. Well, maybe you need to do it again. Resurrection life is about the obedience of faith. Second, resurrection life is about servanthood. The one who's just been raised from the dead, one of his resurrection acts is to start a fire and clean the fish. But by the time the men get to the shore, he's already got a fish fry happening here. Who cleaned those fish? I want to submit that it was the risen Jesus himself. If we resist simple, plain old-fashioned servanthood, we're going to cut ourselves out of some aspects of resurrection power, because that's what it is all about. Third thing, finally, walking in resurrection life is about receiving a new beginning. These men had all dramatically, abysmally, grievously failed Jesus. They'd all abandoned him. One of them had denied him 3 times. What's he do? He invites them to breakfast, and they sit down and join him. They're receiving mercy. Right there, that's an act of faith. There's no Lord's Supper scene in the Gospel of John. Instead, you get the first breakfast. Perhaps at this point in your life, you're thinking, I've messed up so bad, I guess I'm a write-off. Not with Jesus, you're not. Not with the risen Lord. His word to us this morning is, walk in the obedience of faith. Do the routine thing. Walk in servanthood. Go ahead and clean the fish. And let him invite you to breakfast. Receive his mercy. Thank you for listening. The Lord bless you all.